among professionals. No bad-mouthing each other.
Exactly. If there's an issue, it's addressed directly or through NASLIG.
Right.
The code actually calls out unfair competition tactics.
Like what?
Like comparative advertising.
Okay.
Or inflating fees.
Why are they considered harmful?
Well, they erode trust within the interpreting community.
Okay.
Think about it. Let's say you're in a field where trust is everything, like financial advising.
Mm-hmm.
Would you trust somebody who's always bad-mouthing their competition or inflating their fees?
Probably not. I'd start to question their integrity.
Exactly. It's the same for interpreters.
Yeah.
These tactics create instability and undermine the profession.
So it's about fostering a collaborative environment where everybody's working to raise the bar and uphold ethical practices.
Precisely. And speaking of raising the bar, let's talk about professional development.
Okay.
This is where it's clear that being an interpreter is an ongoing journey of learning and growth. It's not just language skills. It's about really understanding interpreting techniques and having broad knowledge in different fields.
It's being a lifelong learner.
Exactly. No matter what you do, the ability to learn and grow is essential for success.
That's true. So how do interpreters continue to grow and improve their skills?
Well, NASLIG plays a big role in that.
Okay.
They offer tons of training workshops on all sorts of topics.
Like what?
Like legal interpreting, medical interpreting, educational interpreting.
Yeah, so they really cover everything.
They do. Imagine trying to interpret a complex legal proceeding without knowing any legal jargon.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Or a medical consultation where the doctor is using all this specialized terminology.
It'd be like trying to navigate a foreign country with no map.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They also offer training on interpreting techniques themselves. Things like sight translation, consecutive interpreting, simultaneous interpreting.
So just like any profession,
Right.
continuing education is key.
It is. And it's not just about formal training either.
What else?
The code also emphasizes mentorship and feedback from peers.
Okay.
Experienced interpreters, helping newer ones, sharing insights, giving feedback.
So there's a sense of community.
Absolutely. A culture of continuous learning and improvement.
Which is beneficial in any profession, really.
For sure. I think about my own field, and I've learned so much from colleagues over the years.
Right. We all have things to teach and things to learn.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is. It makes you realize that this is more than just a job. It's a commitment to growing and learning.
Oh, definitely. You know, something that stood out to me when I was reading about NASLIG was their focus on professional development, which, you know, makes sense. You wouldn't want just anybody interpreting in a courtroom or a hospital setting, would you?
Right. So how do interpreters keep learning and improving their skills?
Well, NASLIG plays a big role in that they have all sorts of workshops and training programs.
Okay.
Covering a ton of different topics.
Like what kind of topic?
Well, they have specific workshops for legal interpreting, medical interpreting, educational interpreting, you name it.
So they really do cover a wide range of situations.
Yeah, they do. You got to think, if you were trying to interpret a complex legal proceeding,
Right.
and you don't know the legal jargon,
Right.
or a medical consultation with all that specialized terminology,
It would be impossible.
it would be, yeah. And they offer training on interpreting techniques, too, like sight translation, consecutive interpreting, simultaneous interpreting.
It's really like any other profession.
Yeah,
Continuing education is so important.
it is.
Yeah.
And it's not just formal training either.
Oh, okay. What else is there?
Well, the Code of Professional Standards also talks about mentorship
Okay.
and getting feedback from your peers.
Right.
So, you know, experienced interpreters can guide the newer ones and share what they know and give them feedback.
So it sounds like there's a real sense of community and support in the profession.
Oh, absolutely. It's about constantly learning and improving.
Yeah. And which profession doesn't benefit from that, really?
Exactly. I mean, I think about my own field, and I've learned so much from colleagues over the years.
Right. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody has something to learn. Okay, let's move on a little bit and talk about NASLIG's structure. Like, how is the organization set up?
Well, they're pretty well organized.
Okay.
They have a national executive committee that kind of sets the direction for the whole organization.
Okay.
And then they have regional committees
Okay.
that focus on the needs and issues at the local level.
That makes sense considering how diverse Ghana is.
Right, exactly.
Makes them more responsive to the different communities.
Yeah. It's a good system.
Yeah.
You know, it empowers local communities while still having a unified national structure.
And I noticed on their website that they have a really strong online presence.
They do.
They have information about events and resources for interpreters and even advocacy initiatives.
Their website is really well done. It shows how committed they are